Hey there, Sharee from Ashima Living here. Welcome to my Yin Restorative 30-minute class. So if you're new to this type of practice, it's quite gentle. We hold the poses for several minutes each pose, and depending on how nurturing, supportive you want to make it or how much of a deep stretch you want, you can use props or choose not to use props. If you want props, just grab a few pillows, maybe a blanket, and I'll guide you through how to use them. Otherwise, if you prefer more of a deep stretch, just leave the props aside. Of course, if there's any poses at all that don't feel right for your body, please listen to your body and come out of them or adjust as necessary, especially if there's any pain in the joints, particularly the knees. Okay, let's get started. So let's begin in our Supta Baddha Konasana position. So that's having the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide, lying on your back. If you need some support here, you can lie back on a couple of cushions, and you can also place some cushions or pillows underneath the thighs or the knees. So make sure you're nice and comfortable. Taking a moment to make any little adjustments that you need to make. And tucking the chin in slightly, lengthening along the back of the neck, softening through the shoulders, drawing the attention inwards, consciously shifting gears here from doing mode into being mode, and from thinking into feeling, noticing any sensations in the body, feeling into them, and sending the breath into any areas that might feel a little bit tight or stagnant. Consciously softening, letting go with each exhalation. Allowing the body to become nice and heavy, and allowing yourself simply to rest here. Content just to breathe in this moment. With each inhalation, noticing that you're inhaling, and with each exhalation, noticing that you're exhaling. So no need to push or pull on the breath in any way. There's no striving or force here. Simply allowing the breath to breathe you. Surrendering to the natural rhythm of your breath in this moment. So the theme of our class today is Santosha. Santosha is a Sanskrit word used in yogic philosophy which means contentment. And basically it's about how a lot of the time our minds tend to be striving or seeking for something. They're always a little bit dissatisfied. So we can learn to actively cultivate contentment simply by being satisfied with what we already have, by being grateful, and by being accepting of the moment, however it's showing up for us right now. So So I invite you to cultivate contentment in our time together today. So a few more deep breaths here. And then on your next inhale, slowly drawing the arms up overhead, stretching out, lengthening through the spine. And on the exhale, using the hands to guide the knees back together. Letting the knees fall in, heel-toeing the feet out wide, placing the hands on the belly, and just softening that lower back into the floor. Breathing into any tightness in the hips, and then exhaling, crossing the left knee over the right leg, taking the hips a little to the left, and then letting the knees fall out to the right. The right arm is extended along the floor, and we bring the left palm over to rest on top of the right palm. If it feels a little bit pinchy in the inner thighs here, you can support your knees with some cushions or pillows underneath. Keep the neck nice and soft, and the belly soft. Breathing deeply into the belly. And inhaling, if you want to, you can take the arms out wide in T formation if you'd like a deeper twist here. And if it's okay for your neck, turning the head to look out over the left side. If you're in T formation, keep drawing that left shoulder down towards the floor so that you're really opening and expanding through the chest. And let the breath be nice and deep. Allowing yourself to settle and soften into the pose. And just letting go of any sense of striving or struggle. Just appreciating this moment fully, this moment where you're able to just lie here and be as you are. Appreciating yourself exactly as you are in this moment. Knowing that you have enough, you do enough, and that you are enough. So inhaling slowly, let's draw the knees back to center. Take the hips back to center now. Swaying the knees gently from side to side. Loosening up through the hips. And then we'll cross the right knee over the left. Take the hips a little to the right. Extend the left arm along the floor and bring that right palm all the way over to rest on top of the left. Notice how it feels on this side. It might feel quite different to the right side, and make any adjustments that you need to make. If you need some support underneath the knees, please place a few cushions, bolsters, blocks or pillows there. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. We do stay in these poses for several minutes. And if you want to deepen the twist on your next inhalation, take both arms out wide in T formation, drawing that right shoulder down towards the floor expanding into the chest. So Socrates famously said, "He who is not contented with what he has will never be contented with what he would like to have." So let this moment just be enough for you now. Settling in here, content to just be. A few more deep breaths here before we prepare to transition. And inhaling slowly, taking the head back to center. Shifting the legs and the hips back to center, uncrossing the legs, planting the feet, and once more taking your windscreen wipers, swaying the knees from side to side. Taking a deep breath in, draw the knees towards the chest once more, giving them a gentle squeeze in your cradle, maybe rocking a little from side to side if that feels nice. And taking the palms underneath the knees, gently rocking up, and we'll prepare for our pigeon pose. So you might want to have a blanket for support underneath that left knee. And we're going to take the right knee up behind the right wrist. The right foot comes in close to the left groin. And just take a moment to ease into it. Stay up fairly upright at first, see how it feels. If there's any pain in the knee joint, please come out of the pose. And if you feel like you want to deepen, you can come down a little bit lower onto your elbows. If you feel like you need some support from your props here, you may want to have a cushion or a pillow underneath the pelvis. And you could also have a pillow or two underneath the belly and the chest to lie on. So breathing into any tightness in the hips or the glutes here. If this feels like it's intense enough for you here, if you're at your edge, just stay here. If you want to deepen, you might want to come all the way down. So please listen to your body. Find your own edge. Make any adjustments that you need to make. There's nothing that we're trying to achieve in particular. There's no perfect way to do the pose. So let go of any striving, any pushing, and let yourself just relax into it. Let it be okay wherever you're at in the pose. So a few more deep breaths here. And inhaling, slowly floating the head up, planting the hands. Nice and easy, no rush here. We'll walk the hands in, coming upright for a few breaths. And then slowly stepping that right leg back so we can shift into pigeon on the other side. So taking the blanket underneath the right knee, taking that left knee behind the left wrist, left foot in towards the right side of the groin. Taking a moment to ease into it, staying upright, just seeing how it feels on this side. Using any props that you might want for support. Nice deep breaths, and if you want to come down a little bit lower onto the elbows, then do so. So this pose might be a little bit intense if you've got any tightness in the hips or the lower back or the glutes. So see if you can just soften everything around those tight places. Notice if you're compensating with the shoulders or the neck at all. Soften into those areas too. Soften into the belly. Deep breaths. And if you're at your edge here, just stay here. If you want to take the pose even deeper, you can come all the way down. And if you feel like it's too much, you can come all the way up. So keep modifying yourself accordingly. One of the ways that we can cultivate contentment or santosha is through gratitude. Are you able to feel thankful for this moment, for this body, for this breath? And if you're finding the pose challenging, are you able to feel thankful for the challenge, for the opportunity to grow beyond your current comfort zone? There's always something to be thankful for. So a few more deep breaths here. And on the next inhalation, slowly floating the head, planting the hands, walking it up, stepping the left leg back, and we'll move onto our back. So keeping the feet planted, swaying the knees from side to side in our windscreen wipers. Extending the legs straight out in front, ready for Shavasana, letting the feet fall out wide. If you want some support here, take a pillow underneath the back of the knees, especially if you have any lower back issues at all. Let the arms rest down by your sides, palms facing up. Or you can rest them on the belly. Tucking the chin in slightly, softening through the back of the neck and the shoulders, softening into the belly, letting the sacrum be nice and heavy, letting the whole body become heavier with each exhalation, letting it sink a little bit further into the mat with each exhalation, knowing that you're completely supported by the floor beneath. And just allowing the mind to rest on the breath. Content simply to just breathe. knowing that your true nature is perfect. There is nothing you need to do, be, or get to make it so. Resting here, content to be just as you are. So if the mind has wandered off, gently bring it back to your body, aware of yourself, lying here on the mat. Noticing each part of you that's making contact with the mat beneath. Noticing any sensations on the skin. Feeling the outer edges of your body. And letting your awareness just travel down into the hands and the feet, noticing any sensations there. If it feels right for you, you might want to give the fingers or the toes a little bit of a wiggle. And just make any movements at all that feel right for you, if you feel like moving. Any final stretches you might want to make. And then very slowly in your own time, rolling over to the right side, taking a couple of deep, restful breaths here. And when you're ready, in your own time, slowly making your way up into a seated, cross-legged position, keeping the eyes closed, and taking the hands to the heart in your prayer mudra. And taking a moment of gratitude, feeling truly grateful for all that you are, for for all the gifts in your life, and remembering that you have enough, you do enough, and you are enough. Namaste.